Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I see you please rise to the table, remove your caps, and sing along your light. As we honor America with the singing of the national anthem performed tonight by Julia Niles.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rugged the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and of the brave?
All right. All right. After the national anthem, let's give you the starting lineup for the Batavia Muckdogs. Leading it off in center field, Jalen David. Batting second at third base, Jackson Inman. Batting third, Evan Brock in left field. In right field, batting fourth is Brendan Reyna. Cooper Russell batting fifth at second base. Glenn Brooks will be batting sixth. He is the DH. Jose Cantaro, first base, batting seventh. Miles Monell, the EH. He is batting eighth. Luke Rumzinski behind the dish, batting ninth. And batting 10th is Jaden Vasquez at shortstop. They will be facing the Tarp Skunks starting pitcher Rocco Almonte. This is his 7th appearance, his first start of the season. He comes in with a 1-0 record, an ERA of 11.37, 6-1 innings pitched. So he given up 12 hits, 10 runs. 8 of those are earned, 8 walks, and 12 Ks. Here to call it all is Dre Guinness.
All right, thank you very much, Jalen Ferguson. As we get ready for Tarp Skunks baseball, this is the final round of the regular season title fight. And a win by the Tarp Skunks makes things interesting. Put them a game and a half over the Batavia Muckdogs. Of course, the Muckdogs with a doubleheader tomorrow. They are going to have a busy day. Where the schedule favors Jamestown is after Batavia, it's Newark, Niagara, Geneva coming into town, and a couple on the road with Olean and one with Niagara Falls tomorrow. Batavia, they've got some tough games ahead of them, plus they've got to play a deeper schedule in the last 10 days of the season than the Tarp Skunks do. You have to wonder, how much is fatigue eventually going to affect both these teams?
Well, again, like you said, Tarp Skunks, part of the schedule, they got to face the teams that they're supposed to beat. They've shown to be the better team against them.
Yeah, you can't pencil in an automatic win, though. Batavia learned that lesson last night. as they went into Niagara Falls. I'm not going to say that they were overlooking the Americans. It definitely felt like a trap game when the game started, and Niagara Falls just jumped all over them. As Jalen David set to lead it off for the Batavia Muckdogs, Rocco Almonte on the mound out of the stretch, and the first pitch of the ball game is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count, and that is how we get started. First pitch at 6:31 here on a overcast day. Not so much clouds, but some of that smoke coming down from the Canadian fires. Is that one outside for a ball?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was about until you told me. I just saw the sky was yellow waking up today.
It very much had that sepia tone, almost like when I have to hang the sunglasses on the camera when we go to Batavia.
That's right.
1-1 grounded foul. And David is behind 1-2. Jalen David has been a pain in the neck for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks for, well, pretty much the entire season. The last time he played here, though, on base 5 times, 4 for 4 with an intentional walk. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. A little bit low. 2-2.
Again, Jalen David, like we said before, this part of the lineup, they know how to put the ball in play and get on base. Jalen David is a key example of that.
2-2. Fly ball to center. Moore takes a couple of steps in, then goes back a few steps. Reaches up and makes the catch for out number 1. Jalen David set down.
Number 2.
For the first out of the ball game, and that is going to bring up Jackson Inman, the third baseman for the Batavia Muckdogs.
Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Tarp Skunks. In the outfield, Traumer, Moore, and Dugan from left to right. In the infield, Jordan, Enders, Kiefer, and Smith. In the infield from left to right, Fetchick behind the dish, and Rocco Almonte on the mound.
First pitch from Almonte misses. Jackson Inman coming in with a .419 batting average on the season. He's had a spectacular season. 39 hits and 93 at-bats. 25 RBIs, 12 doubles to lead all Muckdogs in that category as the 1-0 pitch misses inside. 2-0.
Again, against Batavia, you want to throw strikes, but a team that's seeing the ball pretty well, it's going to be hard to not just throw strikes, but you also want to limit what they can do with the bat in their hands.
Rocco Almonte hasn't had a huge sample size of work here tonight. It's been hard to kind of get a book on him. That one misses outside 3-0. Just from the limited sample size, he does like to throw off speed, does like to throw breaking stuff. Doesn't have an overpowering fastball, but is able to mix that in with his stuff. When it's effective, he's effective. And the 3-0 pitch missing. And that is going to be a 4-pitch walk for Jackson Inman.
Left fielder, number 11, Evan Brock.
And with 1-on-1 out, that's going to bring up the left fielder, Evan Brock. Brock comes in batting .355. He's got 42 RBIs. Muckdogs leader in that category. Stands in. Almonte kicks and throws. First pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Fetchick. And it's 1-0.
Remember the last time we looked at the stats, 10 players on Batavia have a batting average over 300.
And very much like the Tarp Skunks last year, Batavia loaded up this year. And the 1-0 pitch coming. That one taken for a strike, and the count goes 1-1.
And when we looked at the stats before, both teams almost neck and neck. But the one thing that Batavia was surely beating the Tarp Skunks was batting average.
Snap throw over to first, but Inman back easily. Yeah, it's neck and neck when you look at offensive categories. Tarp Skunks and Batavia are either first and second or second and third in the league. Of course, the Amsterdam Mohawks skewing a few categories as a breaking ball comes in and hits Brock. So now 2 on, 1 out.
And again, that's one thing that Batavia really capitalizes on is free passes. They're going to take a base whether they can get it.
Both teams have excelled at that, actually. I think the Tarp Skunks have done an excellent job capitalizing on some of their free passes this year.
Honorable mention, Eric Weeks being able to drive in runs.
As the right fielder Brendan Rainen stands in. First pitch grounded foul down the first baseline. Yeah, Eric Weeks coming in with 37 RBIs on the season, one behind the official single season RBI record held by Justin Bremer. Grant Moore and Eric Weeks still competing for that all-time single season stolen base record. Almonte checks second, kicks and throws that one. More off speed on the outside, misses for a ball, 1-1.
And that's one thing I thought about earlier is what if both of them beat the record? Then it's just going to come down to who ends the season with the most.
And if they both end up tied, then they split the record. 1-1. There's a foul right underneath us. And the count goes 1-2.
That has to be the second closest.
You moved more than I've seen you move at any other ball come up this way.
I remember the one that almost hit the window just below us.
1-2. There's a weak ground ball that has some wicked backspin. Caleb Jordan looked like he might have been able to field it, but as soon as the ball hit the ground, it took a left turn, rolling underneath the glove for an infield hit. And with 1 out, the bases are loaded for Cooper Russell.
And again, to start the game with the bases loaded isn't really the kind of start that you expected, nonetheless.
Almonte kicks and throws. First pitch fouled off. Right side and out of play. Cooper Russell, a 344 hitter, 22 hits and 64 at bats. He has 15 RBI. Oh and 1. The pitch. That one's fouled back, 0-2. Now, if there's one thing you could say for Almonte is that the contact that Batavia is making is not solid.
Yeah, it's not solid. I think Batavia is sitting fastball, but Rocco's speed is not as fast as what they are accustomed to. This is going to be a little bit trickier for them to get adjusted to it.
0-2 the count. Almonte could use a strikeout here, and the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside for a ball, 1-2. And with Almonte, he does appear a little bit to be tipping that curveball. You can definitely see it's a little bit of a different grip when he comes out of his windup on the curveball than anything else. 1-2. That one comes in and hits him. And the Muckdogs using the free pass to take the 1-0 lead.
And that is the first inning for the first start for Almonte, and he's gotten 3 free passes and 1 hit.
Well, he's got to figure out a way to get out of this quickly, because the last thing that the Skunks can afford is to let Batavia build up a lot of momentum early.
Well, again, this game is very important when it comes down to the stretch here. Can't really afford to lose against this team.
This is the most important game left going down the stretch. As the pitch gets behind Fetchick, coming in to score is Evan Brock. And on the wild pitch, it's now 2-0.
And again, one thing that has to be worked on is being able to just hit the strike zone, because that has been a struggle for Rocco Almonte this season.
Glenn Brooks standing in, right-handed hitter. Waits fouls that one back. 1-1 to count. For Brooks, it doesn't get any easier for Almonte. 386 on the season, 34 out of 88, 23 RBIs. As he stands in, waving that bat. Back and forth the pitch. There's a line drive into right field. That is going to be a base hit. A run comes in to score, and it is now 3-0.
I think Batavia is trying to make Tarp Skunks go to the bullpen early, just pouncing on them with 2 hits, 3 coming across. Yeah, they're just starting to pounce on the starter right now.
So that's going to bring up Jose Quintaro. First and third, 1 out. Quintaro, not an easy out either. 297 hitter, first pitch. He's fouled for a strike, 0-1.
Quintaro has just been cruising along that 300 mark in his batting average.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier either. Miles Monell, Luke Rubinski, and Jaden Vasquez snap throw to first. And Brooks is back. It does not get any easier.
It's not going to get any easier for the Tarp Skunks either.
Nope.
Because they got to face Eric Woodley.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball off the glove of Fetchick. In comes another run, and it's now 4-0.
That is the second wild pitch that has scored a run in this inning.
And this is absolutely not the start that the Tarp Skunks needed. And it looks like there is going to be action getting up in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. I think Joe Riedebach realizes the gravity of the situation here, getting somebody warmed up early.
Well, again, this is, like you said, this is going to be one of the most important games of the season. And to be down by 4 with 1 out in the first inning, you got to do something about it.
You know, Monte hasn't been anywhere near the strike zone other than the first batter of the game. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-2.
And occasionally he's been getting some swings and misses. Batavia's been fouling them off. But again, hitting that strike zone is going to be important.
I mean, if he was able to hit the strike zone, they haven't been hitting the ball hard off of him. It could have actually been a less damaging inning pitching to contact. Is that one missing outside? 2-2. 2-2. There's a chopper towards short, picked up by Enders. Throw on to first. In time for out number 2.
Extra hitter, 8 miles an hour.
And again, like you said, the pitches haven't been hitting hard. That was another slow roller to Enders, but he was able to make the play for the out.
So now with 2 outs, it's going to bring up Miles Monell. Monell 319. Just doesn't get any easier. As there's another ball over the head of Monell. The run will score. It's 5-0.
And that is the third wild pitch that has scored a run. Just in this first inning alone.
Well, Skunks are going to have a tall task ahead of them going to the bottom of the first inning. There's a fly ball right side out of play. 1-1.
The thing is, the good thing about baseball is that there is no clock. It's all about the amount of outs you have.
One of your favorite sayings about the PGCBL, no lead is safe.
That's right. No lead is safe in the PGCBL.
Another foul off to the right. The count goes 1-2.
That's the thing with taking the lead early is that when you take the lead early, you have a lot of game to hold it. They still have 8 more innings. That's plenty of time for the Tarp Skunks to answer back.
There's a pop-up, shallow center field, more coming in on it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired, but not before the Muckdogs score 5 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's 5-0 Batavia.
And welcome back here to Russell E Diethrick Park. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Tarp Skunks. Grant Moore leading it off in center field. Eric Weeks batting second. The EH, Nolan Smith at first base batting third. Batting fourth, Anthony Charmer in left field. JRC is the DH, batting fifth. Batting sixth is CJ Dugan in right field. Caleb Jordan at third base, batting seventh. Batting eighth, Heath Fetchick. Batting ninth, Jackson Enders, shortstop, and Tito Kiefer batting 10th. They will face Eric Woodley on the mound. This is his 16th appearance, his first start. He comes in with a 3-1 record, 5 saves, 1.85 ERA. He comes in with 24.1 innings pitched, 19 hits, 8 runs, 5 of them earned, 4 walks, and 34 Ks. And here to call it is Dre Guinness.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, it's going to be Moore, Weeks, and Smith set to face Eric Woodley. Woodley, who not pleased with his performance the other night here when the Tarp Skunks scored 4 off of him in the bottom of the 10th inning to walk out here with a tie. And definitely with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, ready to start this ball game. Rarefied air for him. He usually is a back-end setup closer type pitcher. As Moore stands in, waits, and out of the windup, Woodley's first pitch is a broken back grounder towards second. Picked up by Russell, throwing to first, one away.
Yeah, that bat is done. And with the broken bat, that was a slow roller to Russell, and that's what probably got him out.
So here's Eric Weeks. The extra hitter tonight. Comes in hitting .367 on the season, 40 out of 109 at bats, 37 RBIs, 21 stolen bases. And the first pitch from Woodley's in the dirt for a ball. 1-0.
Let's give you the defensive alignment for Batavia from left to right in the outfield. Brock, David, and Reyna. In the infield, left to right, Inman, Vasquez, Russell, and Contaro. Behind the dish is Rybczynski, and on the mound is Eric Woodley.
1-0 pitch is a high chopper toward short. Vasquez on the short hop, loses it in transition. And Weeks will be aboard. That might be an error, and that's exactly what they're going to put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he scooped it up, but then did not get a good glove on it and just lost it in the transition there.
So here's Nolan Smith. Tarp Skunks second-year first baseman. Been hitting rather well since he rejoined the team. Hit the RBI double that tied it up against Newark in Game 2 of the doubleheaders. The first pitch from Woodley is taken for a ball. 1-0. Smith, 18 hits and 37 at bats. He has 12 RBIs. That's good for a .486 average. Wind blowing out to right. The 1-0 pitch up high. And the count goes 2-0.
Again, a player who really knows the strike zone very well is Nolan Smith, being able to draw walks.
Anthony Traumer on deck. That one just missed off the plate. 3-0. Looks like the Skunks are doing a little bit of right, left, right, left, right, left against Woodley.
Don't want to switch it up. Don't want to get the pitcher used to one type of arm.
Don't know where that music's coming from.
That might be from the street there.
3-0 taken for a strike. And it's 3-1.
I think that was the car's radio just driving by.
No, fantastic. 3-1. Throw over to first, and Weeks is back.
I'm noticing all the players got purple tape. Could be for the foundation today.
Could be. One Ball Foundation sponsoring today's game. As that one taken for a strike. Count goes 3-2.
Nolan Smith really wanted that one to be ball 4. Now he stands in with a full count.
It looked awfully close to where the 2-0 pitch was called a ball. So Woodley kicks and throws. That one on the inside. And Nolan Smith draws a walk. Runners at first and second now.
Like I said, being able to draw walks, and he does it just there. Being able to advance the runner into scoring position.
As Anthony Trummer stands in, 305 hitter, 8 RBIs, has 5 doubles on the season. Runners at first and second. Tarp Skunks down 5. Would like to have an answer here. First pitch is foul tipped.
That one got a piece of the catcher there. And he's kind of shaken up.
Yeah, it's always the dangerous part of being a catcher. Speaking of which, Branston Lindquist shut down for the season due to a concussion. Took a foul ball off the bat of a Chase Barron's pitch. And in the concussion protocol, and shut down for the rest of the season. Best wishes go out to Branston. Hope we see him again here next year. So Trommer stands in. Weeks at second. Smith at first. One down here. Bottom of the first inning. Woodley from the set. Kicks and throws. There's a chopper toward third. Inman has it. Steps on the bag. Throw on the first in time. A double play. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits. 2 runners left. We go to the top of the second inning. It's 5-0 Batavia.
And welcome back here to Russell E Diethrick Park. Batavia still up 5-0. New pitcher for the Tarp Skunks. It'll be Sean Spitaleri. He will face Rabinski, Vasquez, and then the top of the lineup, Jalen David. Here to give the splits on Spitaleri is Dre Grinnis.
There are no splits on Sean Spitaleri. This will be his first appearance as a Tarp Skunks pitcher. Bit of a two-way player in high school, and he's going to get an opportunity to show what he can do on the mound. He's going to face Luke Rubinski, Jaden Vasquez, and Jalen David. You should not be able to put Jaden and Jalen back-to-back in a lineup. That should just be illegal.
Yeah, that is going to be such a tongue tie there.
Well, I guess that's just why we refer to them by their last names. Rubinski stands in, the Muckdogs catcher. First pitch from Spitaleri taken for a strike. And Spitaleri throwing a little bit of gas out there for the first pitch. That one now 0-2.
Yeah, the thing with Spitaleri, it looked like he was ready. It kind of seems like he's been practicing. It's not really anything different from him.
0-2 is a breaking ball grounded to Kiefer at second, throw on to first, one away.
It's a good job by Sean Spitaleri. Just attacking the zone. That's all you need him to do. And rely, just have trust in your position players.
Not a bad sequence from Spitaleri. Fastball, breaking ball. And from what I'm seeing, he works quick. He's already set to go before the batter's even in the box. First pitch. Try to check his swing and unable to do so.
Yeah, that does really change. That really does mess with the batter. That one is off for a ball.
Jaden Vasquez, the hitter. Now with a 1-1 count.
When the pitcher gets set very quickly, it really does mess with the batter.
1-1 pitch fouled back. 1-2.
Want to be able to take your time, but Sean Spitaleri is he's ready to go.
He's got the sign. Oh, and smart move by Vasquez. Steps out, trying to slow Spitaleri down.
I was waiting on when he was going to call time.
Trying to disrupt the right-hander's process as a curveball drops right in for a called strike 3. Spitaleri spins something nasty. Now there are 2 outs.
That was a beautiful breaking ball there that freezes Vasquez there.
That froze me. And I'm not even hitting. First pitch to Jalen David, squares the bunt, misses outside for a ball, 1-0.
Like I said, Sean Spitaleri, two-way. You know, there wasn't a scouting report on his pitching. So all we're seeing for the first time.
Breaking ball finds the zone. 1-1. Well, we've seen a fastball. We've seen a curveball from him. Let's see if he has something else in his repertoire. There's a line drive into right field. That is a base hit.
Third baseman number 2, Jackson Inman.
Fastball right at the belt that David was able to take the other way. And with 2 outs and a runner aboard, that is going to bring up Jackson Inman.
Well, again, you shouldn't let Jalen David, who's now on the base path, mess with you. Just try and go for that 3rd out.
Inman walked his first time up. David dancing around. Breaking ball grounded right to Smith at first. Steps on the bag. And the side is retired. No runs, a hit. 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. 5-0 Batavia.
Welcome back to Russell E Diethrick Park. Eric Woodley here to start his 2nd inning of work. He will face JRC, CJ Dugan, and Caleb Jordan. And here to call it is Dre Guinness.
All right, Jalen, thank you very much. As Joaquin Rodriguez Costa set to lead off against Eric Woodley. And this is definitely going to be a battle of power versus power here. JRC coming in with a .339 batting average, 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, 21 RBIs, and has really turned it around over the last couple of weeks. Has been working his way up after a slow start the first 10 games or so, but after that has really picked it up at the plates. First pitch fouled off, and it's 0-1.
Well, yeah, JRC has that power. see it in batting practice, his ability to pull it. You know, he's aiming for down the right field line there.
Yeah, when he gets a ball middle outside part of the plate where he can extend the bat, that ball just flies so effortlessly. 1-0 pitch off the plate. 1-1 the count. Wind blowing out to right. Pretty decent clip. 82 degrees under hazy conditions here. Lights are on early at Diethrick Park as the 1-1 misses off the plate. And it's 2-1.
Well, again, one thing that's also going to play a factor is hydration. How humid it is. It's important that the players stay hydrated during this game.
2-1. Swing and a miss. And the count goes 2-2.
And again, the Tarp Skunks, they're going to need to get something going. Batavia started their second round through their lineup, and Tarp Skunks are still on their fourth batter.
2-2. Swinging, there's a foul. That one got me to jump a little bit.
Oh, that one was headed for me.
That'll wake you up almost better than a cup of Tim Hortons coffee.
Proceed with coffee.
That's right. I'm wearing the shirt today.
Yeah.
2-2. There's a ground ball right back to Woodley off his glove. He recovers, throws on to first, and there are one away. Rodriguez Costa down. That's going to bring up CJ Dugan with one out.
CJ Dugan.
Dugan having a pretty solid season. 278 hitter, 8 RBI on the season. He has been a defensive marvel out there. First pitch misses away for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Dugan. His ability on defense, very remarkable.
He's going to have his own section in the highlight reel of just remarkable plays in the outfield. Diving catches, sliding catches, 1-0 pitch, misses for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, that's going to be one of them. We're going to put that in the highlight reel.
The 1-0 take?
Yep.
Absolutely. Stone cold take. Yeah. 2-0 the count. Swing and a foul. And the count goes 2-1.
Again, CJ had himself a good count. But again, Tarp Skunks need to pull the trigger here.
Caleb Jordan on deck. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging, there's a ground ball too short, picked up by Vasquez. Long throw across the diamond. In time by a step, and there are 2 down.
That was not an easy play for Vasquez. It did buy CJ Dugan some time, but still it was not in time.
As Caleb Jordan stands in. 271 hitter. Like Dugan, he's really boosted his average up. First pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1, and Woodley has been on a bit of cruise control here. But you have to think that considering he's mostly a back end and a closing type pitcher, he's going to be on a shorter leash.
I think that all depends on what happens.
That one's fouled off to the left side, out of play. 0-2 the count.
I think it all depends on what happens. You know, when he gets into that thing that we've seen him give up 4 runs in an inning, you know, like I said, that leash is going to be very short.
0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Gets away from Rubinski. Throw on to first. And the inning is over. Nothing doing for the Skunks. They go down in order. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's still 5-0. 5-0 Batavia in the top of the third inning. As Sean Spitaleri back out on the mound for his second inning of work, he will face 3-4-5 due up for the Muckdogs, Brock, Reyna, and Russell. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Dre. Sean Spitaleri here to start his second inning of work. No, he had a really good outing the last inning, putting up 0. So he's got himself a good start for his first start of the season.
Leading off the top of the third for the busy Batavia Muckdogs.
And again, the fact is there is no scouting report on him in terms of pitching.
Just off the small sample size we've seen, fastball, curveball. Still looking for a tertiary pitch.
But here we go. Standing in is Evan Brock. First pitch to Brock. Outside for a ball.
And I think we just found his tertiary pitch. That was a changeup.
Just a little outside. Want to know the count. Just missing is the 1-0. And so it's 2-0 to Evan Brock. Two-0 pitch. Popped up. Coming in is Dugan. Makes the play down the right field line, and that'll be the first out for the Muckdogs.
Still a chance for you to bid on game-worn jerseys that will be taking place this Friday as the Tarp Skunks present Strikeout Cancer Night. It is your opportunity to bid on a game-worn Tarp Skunks jersey. Link available at JamestownTarpSkunks.com.
First pitch to Brendan Reyna. That one misses for a ball. 1-0.
You can either bid on the jerseys or outright buy it now for $100.
The 1-0 catches his own for a strike. 1-1 the count.
And JamestownTarpSkunks.com for the link and your chance to bid and win.
1-1 catches the zone again. 1-2.
Spitaleri has done a spectacular job in this at bat. Attacking low and in the zone.
That's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. So Brandon Reyna gets Batavia their fourth hit of the ball game.
You know, that was a right back to you, just under the glove. Not a whole lot you could do with it, but again, not hard contact.
I was going to bring in Cooper Russell. That was the second hit for Brendan Reyna, and he's on first. But first pitch to Russell misses. Low and inside for a ball. Sean Spitaleri, when nobody on, gets set very quickly. Takes his time. Snap throw to first. Not really a fast throw to first, but still keeping the runner at bay.
So more of Icy over there.
He's not really throwing to get him out. Like you said, he just knows. The 1-0 catches the zone for a strike. 1-1.
Might have been a little bit of a gift. Heath Fetchick reaching out and snapping it back in, framing it on the outside corner.
So the 1-1 runner goes. That's outside for a ball. Snap throw to first. And he's safe at first.
What?
What?
What is this ridiculous call that was just made that is... This makes no sense whatsoever. They're going to call a fielder's interference on him for some... I don't understand this at all.
I mean, it's not like he was covering he was in the same exact spot he would have been in. It's not like nobody was going to first. Well, I guess that is interference on Nolan Smith. So Brendan Reyna has been given the base there. So now, with a runner in scoring position, Cooper Russell stands in with a 2-1 count. Covering the bag is Kiefer. 2-1 from Spitaleri. Hits Russell in the back. And so now, runners at first and second.
Yeah, I would love an explanation on that one, by the way. I really would.
It's too bad I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I'm still unsure of how that would be interference on Nolan Smith.
It's not like he blocked the bag.
He was in the same exact spot like he was covering the bag.
Yeah, he was in front of the bag.
I was going to bring in Glenn Brooks. First pitch to Brooks. A breaking ball catching the zone for a strike, and Fetchick coming up to Spitaleri.
Might have gotten crossed up with the runner at second, changed their sign sequence. I don't think Fetchick was expecting the curveball.
That's one thing when you're a new pitcher, you got to get used to the signs there. The catcher, pitcher, and middle infielders have to be on the same sequence.
You know, catchers and pitchers, they've got to develop in chemistry instantly.
Exactly. Throwing the ball back and forth. The 0-1 to Brooks. Catches the zone for a strike, 0-2.
That was a nasty breaking ball. Not only does it have movement down, but it also has movement away from the right-handers. Almost a slurve.
0-2. Swung on and fouled behind the dish.
I think that's an accurate way to describe that pitch, a slurve. Hybrid slider curveball.
Never really saw it in person like that. It was on the receiving end of a nasty curveball before. So the 0-2 again to Glenn Brooks. Steps off the rubber. And Spitaleri has been giving Brendan Reyna a few extra looks out there.
Trying to keep him honest out there at second.
Want to avoid the double steal of 1 out. And there's the double steal. Line drive down the left field line. 1 run is going nope. That is a foul ball.
That was a foul ball by about 2 feet. It was close.
That was very dangerous.
That's going to reset Spitaleri's thought process here. That's the first ball that could be considered hit hard off of him.
Well, now he knows that the runners are thinking double steal or hit and run situation. Long look at second. 0-2 fouled behind the dish, and we're going to do 0-2 again. Brendan Reyna at second. Cooper Russell at first. Glenn Brooks, he singled in his last at-bat. Spitaleri wanting to avoid that happening again. That's a line drive out into left or right center field. Grant Moore ranging under it, makes the catch. And Brendan Reyna tags up and advances to third. So with 2 outs, runners at the corners, and that's going to bring in James Quintero.
Yeah, that ball off the bat of Brooks definitely caught more by surprise as he was going back. That wind caught it and started pushing it more toward right. He had to really track it down to watch it into his glove.
I feel for him. You know, you thought that was just going to be a routine fly ball, but the wind carrying it out to right center field. And a fake steal does not happen. First pitch misses for a ball.
I like that Fetchick didn't throw back down to Smith at first. You don't want to run the risk of another whatever that was.
Yeah, that's true. Snap throw to first. Not in time. Spitaleri threw that one a little bit faster. Russell at first. You know, most likely could see him go, steal second. You might see Enders come in. Snap throw to first. Not in time again.
I'm of the opinion that if Russell goes, just let him go.
I'd say just let him go because Reyna is going to try and take home.
Yep. You know the Muckdogs, they're sneaky.
1-0, swung on and missed by Quintaro. So now the count is even at 1. Time called.
With Batavia, they have a knack for, you know, really taking advantages of any holes in the other team's games, lapses in concentration, anything like that. And it's worked for them.
Yeah, like you said, they really rely on that scouting report, just trying to find any weaknesses in any pitcher that they see. But with Spitaleri, you know, this is his first start, or not start, this is his first time pitching. So they're going to have to get used to him. Throw to first or throw to second. Not in time, and the run is going to score. Batavia now increases the lead to 6.
Well, I saw that coming.
I think Fetchick thought that he could get Cooper Russell at second. Cooper Russell had a good jump there. So 2-1 the count. Covering the bag at second is Enders. And time called by Quintaro. It's kind of ominous. Sean Spitaleri has been giving the runners some extra looks. When you're the batter, it's almost like you don't know when he's going to throw. 2-1. Just missing the zone 3-1.
I think Spitaleri might be relying a little bit too much on that breaking ball.
He almost got burned down the left field line. He's going to have to come back with something fast. So 3-1. And that is a check swing. Back up the middle. Throws on the first, and they get him. Not before the run scoring. Batavia up 6-0. Tarp Skunks up to bat after this.
Chris Woodley on the mound for his third inning of work as he will face Heath Fetchick, Jackson Enders, and Tito Kiefer. Woodley has been spectacular through the first 2 innings, and here to tell you about the third is Jalen Ferguson.
Eric Woodley, he's been cruising. Tarp Skunks still with no hits coming into the third inning. But hopefully Heath Fetchick can change that. Tarp Skunks only with 2 base runners up until this point. Here comes Heath Fetchick to stand in and do battle against Eric Woodley.
Fetchick 233 on the year with a home run.
First pitch to Fetchick in their first strike, 0-1.
That home run came against Batavia here.
So the 0-1 to Fetchick. Swung on and missed. And Fetchick is quickly behind on the count 0-2. Gonna need to get something going here. 0-2. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Fetchick. And that's gonna bring in Jackson Enders.
I think Woodley's taking this game personal.
Yeah, I think he is. Here's the 0-0. That's a line drive. That's going to touch down into center field on the first pitch. Jackson Enders gets on base, and he will record the first hit for the Tarp Skunks.
Good but job by Enders, who came into the game hitting 172. Getting a base hit off of Woodley.
So that's going to bring in Tito Kiefer. Jackson Enders. He is the kind of guy who has that speed on the base path.
Kiefer hitting just shy of 300.
First pitch to Kiefer. Misses for a ball.
299 hitter on the season. 11 RBIs. He has a double. 20 hits and 67 at bats.
Tito Kiefer came in clutch against Batavia, driving in the tying run. It's a ground ball up the middle, steps on the bag for 1, throws on the first for 2, and that is a double play. And that'll do it for the Tarp Skunks. They go down 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the 4th. Batavia up 6-0.
It is going to be a bullpen game for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks as the new pitcher is going to be Nate Muncie, getting his first action as on the pitcher's mound here in 2026. He'll follow Sean Spitaleri, who had a pretty solid 2 innings of work. out of relief. Gave up 1 run unearned, 1 hit. Faced 9 batters in 2 innings. So Nate Muncy now will stand in, left-hander. We'll see what he brings to the table. I didn't think he was going to get any action on the mound in a game this season. I had heard that he had been working bullpens and was trying to get some action.
Yeah, I had a conversation with him early on in the season, and he did say that he used to pitch back in the day.
Well, we'll see what he can do against Miles Monell, Luke Rubinski, and Jaden Vasquez. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Sean Spilleri had himself a good outing. So hopefully Nate Muncy can do the same thing. First pitch that is driven out and caught by Enders at shortstop.
Nice 1 pitch, 1 away. Enders went up in the air, didn't actually need to. Ball wasn't hit that high. But that just shows the reaction time, ready to leap. And made the catch, I'd say a little over, if he was standing there, just slightly over his head.
I was going to bring in Luke Rybczynski. First pitch in there for a strike.
Lefty on lefty here.
Let's see how Muncy does against the lefty.
This is a good showing. Let us know that there's a couple extra arms out there.
And the 0-1 misses, 1-1. Rybczynski grounded out to second base in his last at bat. 1-1. Off speed inside for a ball, 2-1. Like I said, it's good to know that you have some extra arms. 2-1 just misses, 3-1.
You never know when you're going to need the reinforcements coming out of the pen.
So 3-1 to Rybczynski. That one in there for a strike, and now the count is full. And Muncy searching for the punch out here. Swung on and missed. And 2 gone here in the bottom, or in the top of the 4th.
Where's Nate Muncy been this whole season?
Well, again, it's good to know that you have some extra arms when you need them.
Oh, Nate Muncy turned into one of the more valuable Skunks players. Yeah, we need a walk-off. Yeah, we'll plug Muncy in. We need a pitcher. We'll plug Muncy in.
First pitch to Jaden Vasquez outside for a ball.
We needed a right fielder. Plugged Muncy in. He's
absolute very valuable utility player.
Walking Swiss Army knife.
And the 1-0 grounded down the third base side. And that is gets past Caleb Jordan. That's going to be a single.
Yeah, that one was Jordan's lucky he didn't get an error on that one. That one was a case of lifting your eyes off the ball before the ball's in your glove. He was looking at first base before he had gloved it. He had time too.
I was going to bring in the dangerous Jalen David as they turned to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time. First pitch to him outside for a ball.
David 1 for 2, singled and flown out to center.
Yeah, this kind of shows how this game is going. This is the third rotation down the lineup. That's a bouncing ball to third base, but fouled.
You know, this is the third game that the Muckdogs have opened up a big lead against the Tarp Skunks. You know, just based on history, there's going to be the big inning and the Skunks are going to come back. It's just going to be a matter of when.
It's going to be a matter of when. I think it's all going to depend on when Eric Woodley gets tired. 1-1 to Jalen David. In the dirt, and Fetchick motions to first, but no throw.
And again, now you have to be extra careful before throwing down to first base because now you have the, I still don't know, fielder's interference or whatnot on that play.
2-1, ground ball to third, fouled. So now the count 2-2 for Jalen David, and Muncie is looking for the punch out. Snapped over first, got him in a rundown, throws to second, and they got him. And that'll do it. Tarp Skunks leave nobody on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Batavia still up 6-0.
Top of the order, due up for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It'll be Grant Moore, Eric Weeks, and Nolan Smith set to make their second appearance at the plate. And here to tell you all about it, it's Jalen Ferguson.
Well, thank you very much. Now that all of the Tarp Skunks have gotten an at-bat on Woodley, maybe they can finally do something now.
Number 2, Grant Moore.
So here is Grant Moore standing in, facing Eric Woodley for the second time. First pitch to him just misses for a ball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Moore only took one pitch for him to ground out his first time up. So
Yeah.
he's seen one more pitch than he has in his first at bat.
So the 1-0. That one just missing the 2-0. I was waiting to see if the umpire was, if that was a delayed call, but nope, that was a ball. But 2-0 to Grant Moore. That one catching the zone for a strike. 2-1. You know, like I say, Grant Moore tends to do a lot better when he's behind in the count. So 2-1 to Grant Moore. It's a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to get through. Grant Moore getting himself a base hit.
Well, that's a good start to the inning, getting the leadoff single, and a guy who's a threat to steal.
Speaking of threats to steal, here is Eric Weeks.
Eric Weeks, 37 RBIs on the season. Looking for that one, maybe two. There's an opportunity with Grant Moore at first.
Grant Moore trying to complete his side quest. Extra lead at first is Grant Moore. First pitch to Eric Weeks misses for a ball. 2-1 or 1-0.
You know, Woodley's success comes from being around the strike zone, not necessarily pounding it.
1-0 fouled and out of play.
And what I mean by that is that he throws a lot of pitches just off the black on both sides of the plate. Just a little low in the zone, just a little bit high, things that could be called balls, but they're close enough to where he's able to entice hitters to swing and hit, you know, off the end of the bats, jam shots.
And and they pick off Grant Moore at first. So now there will be nobody on the bases. So one gone for the Tarp Skunks. And Eric Weeks stands in with a 1-1 count. And the 1-1 hits him, just hit him in the hand and catches the barrel too, or catches the knob. So he gets on base and he is hurting.
Third baseman, the first baseman, number 14, Nolan Smith.
I was going to bring in Nolan Smith and Eric Weeks still shaking off that hand. I was going to bring in Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, he walked in his first at bat. So the first pitch to him in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count.
I think there's something up with Eric Weeks' arm. He won't come out of the game. He won't be the kind of guy to admit it, but
you know, he's the EH though, so he's not on the field. That's a foul at the plate. 1-1 to Nolan Smith.
Skunks cannot afford to lose Weeks.
No, they can't. Eric Weeks has shown to pull the trigger when runners are in scoring position. You need a guy like that, especially going down the stretch. (1-1) to Nolan Smith. Eric Weeks at first. Snap throw to first. Not in time. And Eric Weeks comes back standing.
Eric Weeks or Eric Woodley and Chase Barron, both very similar as far as velocity off that mound.
And catching the corners there. It's a ground ball back up the middle. Throws to second and to first. Another double play. And Batavia gets out of the inning. Batavia still up 6-0.
Welcome back here to Russell E Diethrick, top of the fifth inning. Batavia with a 6-0 lead over the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, as it will still be Nate Muncie on the mound. Due up is going to be the top of the order, David, Inman, and Brock. And we have a special guest here up in the booth. For those of you that were Tarp Skunks fans watching all the way back in 2023, Grady Mee, former Tarp Skunks pitcher, now playing for the Sioux Falls. What is it?
The Sioux Falls Canaries.
The Canaries out in South Dakota. Welcome back to Diethrick Park, Grady. Well, it's nice to actually meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. So,
my pleasure. As the first pitch comes in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. So, talk to me a little bit about your journey from when you were here in Jamestown. Obviously, I wasn't here yet when you were playing. I came in 24. You finished up in 23. What was your path after Jamestown to get to Sioux Falls?
yeah, so played here in the summer of 23. I went back to Western Michigan for the spring of 24. Played there. We had a great year, made it to a regional. And then in the next summer, I played in the Coastal Plains down in North Carolina. And then the following year, I go back to Western for my junior campaign, play in the Northwoods for Traverse City Pittsbitters in 2025. And then for my last year, I transferred to Kent State. So I know there's a couple Kent State guys on the team here. Play with them this year. And then after the season ended, I went back down to the Coastal Plains for a couple weeks to play. And then right before July started, I got picked up, and that ball's hit well.
There's a drive out to left center field. Going back on it is Trommer at the wall and makes the catch. David gave it a ride that just came up a little short for the first out.
Yeah, so then I got signed by Sioux Falls. Made my first start on July 3rd.
And how'd that go?
It was good. Played in Sioux City, Iowa. So I'd never been out to South Dakota or anywhere like that. But it was a lot of fun, kind of a dream come true situation.
So, playing in the American Association, that's more of an independent league.
Yes, sir. Yep.
How do you find the difference between going up to that level to playing in college, even playing at the summer collegiate level, but playing, D1 Division 4-year college?
Yeah, I think it's like the best players from each school, and but it's the same baseball. It's still 90 feet, pitcher's mound 60 feet 6 inches, and it's just out there having fun, making plays, and doing what you've done, for the last 10 years. Yeah, so I'd say probably the biggest difference is the quality of the secondary pitches. Guys, in all leagues have really good velocity now, the quality and the control. But like I said, it's you're just playing baseball.
3-0 to Jackson Inman as Nate Muncie struggling a little bit. Might have been a little bit rattled at the distance that Jalen David was able to get on the fly ball for the first out of the inning, as that one comes in on the inside corner for a called strike. 3-1. So, it sounds like you started your journey here in Jamestown early in your collegiate career, freshman or sophomore year?
Yeah, my freshman summer. So right after I finished my freshman year, I came here and played.
So how do you feel that improved your development, getting you ready for that next level? What are your memories of going through the process here, playing in Jamestown, not only just playing in front of the fans in the community, but playing on this team in this type of environment?
Yeah, it was really awesome when I found out about collegiate summer leagues. My dad is a college baseball coach. He's been a college baseball coach for 30 years. And I found out that, the baseball players, they go play in the summer somewhere. And, we have family from right around this area. And I'm like, Dad, I want to play there one summer. So we got it set up to play here my freshman year. And it was the best situation I could possibly ask for. Being in a situation where they treat you well for the league. We played about 40 games, which wasn't too much for that first year, but enough to get some development.
Drive into left field. Trommer going back. It's off the blue median right. The relay throw in is not going to be in time, but just missing a home run by about 3 feet was Evan Brock. Runners at second and third with still only one out, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Brendan Reyna.
So, like I said, they treated us great here. It was great for my development and, just having fun playing ball and the first taste of the summer environment.
So do you feel like that Diethrick Park is more representative of the ballparks that you're going to be playing in now? Or even in some of the colleges, to where, you look at teams like Batavia, Niagara Falls, Elmira, they have more of the cookie cutter type, everything, the dimensions are the same, 325 down the line, 400 in center, as that one's fouled off. Count goes 1-1. Where this ballpark has a lot more personality. Obviously, the two blue meanies out in left and right field down the line. Deepest center field that you're going to find in this league. How much did playing on a minor league, essentially a minor league baseball field, prepare you for that?
Yeah, this field obviously is big. So you get used to, big gaps, a lot of ground to cover. But just the environment, grandstands, light towers, especially fans, it helps along the way. When you get a taste of playing, because every park's a little different, and there are some newer stadiums that are cookie cutter, but a lot of them are old parks that have a history. Like this one, a little bit about our family. I'm the 4th generation person in my family to play on this field.
Really?
Yeah. So my great grandfather Warren Me. He played on this field for the Steel Partition Bombers, which is a semi-pro team back in the 50s. My grandpa, Orimi, played here. He actually attended.
Line drive to right field, caught by Dugan. Tagging and coming in to score is Inman, and it is 7-0. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my grandfather, Orimi, attended his high school days were at Faulkner High School right here, and then he went to Jamestown Community College where he played baseball. This was their field. And then my dad, Corey May, he played here in high school. They came down. He's up by Rochester, New York, and they came down and played a game. So then in the summer of 23, I got to go on the Chautauqua Sunrise and say that, hey, I was a 4th generation me to come out here and play.
So that's incredible. This year, Tarp Skunks and Jamestown in general celebrating 85 years of baseball in Jamestown. And it sounds like your family has a pretty rich lineage here at this ballpark. So that puts pressure on, I guess, your son. We're going to see a 5th generation me playing here.
Yeah, like I said, there's anything can happen, and it's a great place, a great opportunity. If he's a baseball player, which I guess it kind of seems like everybody turns out to play baseball in our family, but if he wants to go play college, I'd definitely say this is a great place to do it.
So going back to Sioux Falls, you're not done for the season, or you're just on a break, or?
Yeah, so it's the All-Star break. We got 4 days off here, right at the midway point. So it's a 100-game regular season. So we play game 50 before, and then we'll play game 51 when we get back. And it goes the last game's at the beginning of September, and the playoffs will run straight through to the end of September. So
it's you're definitely getting that big league schedule, and how did. That's I think, probably going to be the big question, because, joining in the middle of the season, you're not really going to get that full season grind. It's, the level of preparation that you've had up until this point. How prepared do you feel for a 100-game grind?
Yeah, I feel pretty prepared in the leagues that I've played before. Like I said, every step in the journey has helped prepare you in one way or another. But, last summer I played in Traverse City, which is in the North Woods League. I'm not sure how familiar you are with that, but
ground ball to short on the backhand by Ender's throw on the first in time. They got him.
That was a nice play.
And the side retired run comes in on a hit. It's 7-0 Batavia. We'll finish up here with Grady. We'll keep it here during the break.
So the Northwoods League is 72 games in 78 days.
Oh, wow.
So you're playing a lot of games. I ended up playing in 70 of those. So that schedule, I feel, has really helped me prepare, to play the pro ball schedule, which is 100 games.
And when's your next start? Do you know?
Friday.
Friday.
So fly out tomorrow night and get back to play Friday.
And do you guys have a YouTube channel, or how can people watch your games? Because now I want to watch.
Yeah, so if you look up the American Association, they have their own website with the TVs. Everybody has a streaming service. So if you look up American Association or go to americanassociation.tv, that's where you can make a free account and watch the games live.
Oh, I know what I'm doing Friday night now. Definitely, for sure. Grady, it has been a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on your success. And, as a former Tarp Skunk, you always have the doors always open when you want to come back up here. And, of course, we'll be watching you. If you ever have anything that comes up that you want to promote or kind of get out there, just let me know. We'll be more than happy to take care of you.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, Grady Mee, former Tarp Skunks pitcher, now playing for the Sioux Falls Canary in the American Association. Check it out. Friday night, he will be getting his next start. I'll be watching for sure. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here at Diethrick Park, in progress in the bottom of the fifth inning, Anthony Traumer facing Eric Woodley, who continues to throw. And there's a weak chopper down the third base line. Picked up, throw on to first, not in time. Swinging bunt by Traumer. And that is going to be a leadoff single, only the second hit for the Tarp Skunks here in this ballgame against Woodley.
And that was almost like a swinging bunt there, being able to beat it out and advance to first.
As JRC stands in, 0 for 1 on the day. Traumer off first. Tarp Skunks trailing 7-0, and the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
That was a good interview you had, Brady.
Thank you.
I know the American Association. The Gary South Shore Railcats is also a team there.
Really?
Yeah. That's how I know about that association.
1-0 to JRC, the pitch. That one a bit low, 2-0. Oh, yeah, I mean, we love to see it. Former Tarp Skunks making it big. Grady Mee, Ian Korn drafted by the San Francisco Giants, and Ryan Bilka drafted by the Cleveland Guardians. And hopefully more to come in the future. 2-0. That one misses low and away. 3-0 the count to JRC. Woodley starting his fifth inning of work. He has put in a pretty solid effort here so far.
Yeah, but now a runner at first and a 3-0 count to JRC. Hopefully JRC can pull the trigger here.
As that one misses up and in. Rodriguez Costa draws the walk.
Nope, then he called that a strike.
He called that a strike, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
Your reaction was almost the same as JRC's.
I think there was a lady out in the crowd who had the same reaction too. All right, well, 3-1. Swinging, there's a pop foul down the left field line. That one's going to go out of play. And it's 3-2.
I just see a little frustration out of JRC after popping that one fouled. Now having a hitter's favorable count of 3-0, and now it's full.
Woodley looks over at first. Traumer with his lead. JRC waits. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on. There's lifted into left field, but drifting foul and lands right in front of the Skunks bullpen. That'll do 3-2 all over.
And that was pretty. That's good that one stayed fouled, because Traumer was at second. He would have had a long way back to first if that was caught.
Traumer takes his lead. Woodley comes set. Snap throw over to first. Traumer's back easily. Just a brief little check-in. Traumer again with his lead. Woodley kicks and throws the payoff pitch. There's a line drive foul down the left field line. Again, out of play. Woodley only at 46 pitches, which explains his longevity going into the fifth inning here.
Yeah, but that means the Tarp Skunks are going to have more quality at bats, this being one of them.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier coming out of the Batavia bullpen. The payoff. Fouled off again. JRC doing a great job staying alive, as this will be pitch number 9 coming in.
He's gunning for the longest at-bat this season.
Here comes pitch number 10. The payoff. Fouled off again. And JRC will see pitch number 11.
And that's the thing. That's gonna rattle Eric Woodley on the mound there, extending this at bat. Like you said, he had 40. Now he's well above 50.
3-2 all over again. Fouled again, just below the Muckdogs announcer. And now JRC tying Grant Moore with the longest at bat of the season, 12 pitches. I know that was your favorite stat.
Yeah,
That was the first one you researched, I think.
I was there for. It was back in Niagara.
3-2, pitch number 12 coming. Fouled off.
And now he leads with the longest at bat, 13 pitches.
The record 18 held by Clayton Kaiser back in 2024. I mean, since we're talking about franchise records and everything, we'll throw that one out there.
I mean, yeah.
Ground ball to second. That could be 2 to second for 1. On to first in time, a double play. And yet again, Eric Woodley induces a double play to get out of a mini jam. And with 2 outs, that's going to bring up C.J. Dugan.
And that's the thing. JRC thought he was out at first, or safe at first, was very sure of it, but when he was called out, very frustrated with that call.
So Dugan stands in. He grounded out his first time up. Fouled off. 0-1. So JRC 13 pitch at bat.
That is the longest at bat for a Tarp Skunk this season.
That one called a strike, count 0-2 now. And the Skunks, I don't think they have an answer for Woodley.
I think they're used to him being towards the back end.
Swing and a miss. And this inning is over. Nothing doing for the Tarp Skunks. We send it to the top of the 6th inning. Still 7-0 Batavia. Pitching by committee continues as Tino Masone is the new Tarp Skunks pitcher. He comes in for his 11th appearance. He has a 6-0 record with a 5.23 ERA, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 20 hits, 14 runs, 12 of those earned, 19 walks against 22 strikeouts. And he will be facing Brooks, Quintero, and Monell.
In the batter's box, designated number 20, Glenn Brooks.
As Brooks stands in, he's walked and flown out, so 0 for 1 officially. Does have an RBI. His walk drove in a run back in the 1st inning. And Tino Masone kicks and throws. First pitch grounded foul down the 3rd base line. 0-1 the count. Don't forget, you can still bid on the pink Tarp Skunks jerseys that will be worn on Friday and then given away after the game to the respective winners. You can make your bid on JamestownTarpSkunks.com. Either make a bid or you could click the Buy It Now feature for $100. Don't get swooped like I did last year. You find your favorite Tarp Skunk, buy it now. JamestownTarpSkunks.com, as there's a ground ball off the glove of Masone, takes a bad hop and hits Enders in the face. And a unusual base hit to lead off the top of the 6th.
Yeah, that ground ball took multiple bad hops. That one getting past Masone and hitting Enders in the face.
Well, you say every time you come out to the ballpark, you see something you haven't seen before. I haven't seen that one. There's a foul off to the left. 0-1 to James Quintero.
That is true. Once that ball is in play, you never know what's going to happen.
By the way, ran more numbers in the improbability scenario. As the 0-1 just misses off, 1-1. The probability of a team walking off both ends of a doubleheader with the same runner scoring in both situations, what do you think the odds are? Is that one in the dirt? 2-1.
I would say 0.012.
Okay, that was Completely made up. All right.
Madly specific.
All right. Madly specifically made up. Well, the Tino Masson 4P4 P5 P6 play, that was one in 21 million, as that one gets away from Smith, but not far enough for an advance. The odds of a baseball team walking off both ends of a doubleheader with the same runner scoring the winning run, 1 in 14 million. So another rare occurrence that we've seen. There's a line drive out to left field. Underneath it is Dugan, and he puts it away for out number 1.
I didn't know. I forgot Trummer was the one that scored in both games. That is true.
Extra hit number 8, miles an hour.
So I mean, this team has had some interesting milestones.
I'm still surprised that was not in the PGCBL highlight of the day.
I don't know why. 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Muckdogs. 4 runs, 3 hits. No errors for the Tarp Skunks, as that one's taken for a strike. 1-1 the count to Miles Monell. His third at bat, he's flown out to center, lined out to Enders at short. So that one misses. 2-1. Or make that 1-1. I don't know. Got confused by the scoreboard again. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll trust it. Weak chopper to the pitcher. To second for 1. The first. In time! A double play. Tino Masson turns the 1-6-3. Nothing doing for the Muckdogs. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 7-0.
Welcome back into Russell E Diethrick Park. Batavia still up 7-0. Eric Woodley here to start his 6th inning of work. He will face Caleb Jordan, Heath Fetchick, and Jackson Ender. And here to call it is Dre Guinness.
All right, Tarp Skunks running out of opportunities here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. They have not had an answer against Eric Woodley. Woodley, who is normally on the back end of Batavia's pitching staff, either the setup or the closer. He wanted this game because if you go back, the last time Batavia was here, he came into the 8th inning, gave up 3 runs that were on the bases before he was able to get out of it. Then after Batavia scored 4 in the 10th, came in and gave up all 4 runs in the 12-12 tie. So a little bitter taste in his mouth against the division rival as a foul ball down the left field line. And it's 0-1 to Caleb Jordan.
It's almost like he had this game crossed off in his schedule.
You know, and I gotta respect that a little bit. So that one's a little foul ball that's going to land just foul. I got to respect that a little bit. You know, wanting the ball in a high-pressure situation.
But again, it's all about how the Tarp Skunks answer back, and right now, straight zeros and only 3 hits, not really answering back.
It seemed like all the energy got sucked out of the Skunks in the first inning. And that 5-run first inning as that ball bounces in 1-2.
Well, when you start out the game with bases loaded and no outs, kind of like sucks the life out of you. But I mean, they have been keeping Batavia to a minimum. But again, they haven't been answering back.
There's a chopper towards second, picked up by Russell. He'll flip over to first in time for the out. And there is one away.
Now batting the catcher, number 32, Heath Fetchick.
As Heath Fetchick stands in for his second at bat, he struck out his first time up. Woodley comes set. First pitch to Fetchick is a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Just want to keep in mind, Tarp Skunks are still going through their second rotation through the lineup. And meanwhile, Batavia is going to start their 4th rotation through the lineup back in the 7th.
0-1 just misses. 1-1. Woodley, I think, is only 4 over the minimum. Yeah, 3 over the minimum. Ooh. As he hits Fetchick in the elbow guard. Now the home plate umpire are going to come out and have a brief word.
And the thing with that, even though it hit him on the elbow guard, that pitch was still coming in pretty hard and pretty fast. So even though it slowed it down a little bit, that's still going to come in. And think about it like this: what is going to protect your elbow from the elbow guard?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully Fetchick's okay, because Tarp Skunks can't afford to lose another catcher. As it looks like he's all right, and he's going to take his base to first.
Shortstop, number 7, Jackson Enders.
As Jackson Enders comes up. As one of only 3 Tarp Skunks hits this afternoon. And with one down, would like to get another one here.
Produced the first hit for the Tarp Skunks.
Takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Second hit by pitch in the ball game by Chris Woodley. Enders waits the pitch, swing and a miss. On a pitch that looked like it was sailing outside the strike zone. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, he definitely went fishing there. A ball outside and in the dirt.
He has stuff that Skunks want to chase. 0-2. That one just inside. 1-2 the count.
Again, like you said, Eric Woodley, he chases for those pitcher's pitches. Balls that can be called either way. in the corners, and those are not easy to make contact on. You can either get jammed up or make bad contact.
Swing and a miss, and Enders goes down on strikes. Second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Tito Kiefer. You know, Camp Churchill earned the PGCBL West Division Pitcher of the Week after throwing a complete game 3-hitter against Geneva. And I am not having pleasant flashbacks, as we're seeing very similar parallels between that game and this one.
I mean, 3 hits, Tarp Skunks 0, Batavia 7.
Runner goes, pitch taken for a strike, throw down to second, nowhere near in time.
That was a good job by Fetchick. I don't even think Eric Woodley was even thinking about him.
I wasn't even thinking about him going. Which should surprise me for Fetchick. That's his 10th stolen bag of the season. Owen won the count. Kiefer waits. Fetchick off second. The pitch swung on and missed. And the count goes to 0-2.
And Tarpson's going to have to answer back here eventually. You don't want to get embarrassed in your own house.
0-2 the count. And the pitch. Misses low, 1-2. Tarp Skunks will be on the road tomorrow at Niagara Falls. We will be there. I promise I will be there tomorrow. And then back here on Friday, strikeout cancer night against the Newark Pilots. As the 1-2 pitch comes outside, 2-2. And the final week of the season starts to tick down as the Geneva Red Wings come into town on Sunday. 4 o'clock game on Sunday night. 2-2. The pitch. Chopper towards short. Picked up by Vasquez. Throw on to first. High throw. But Quintero able to grab it and come down with it to end the inning. Another new one for the Skunks continues. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It is 7-0.
Guys.
Top of the 7th here at Diethrick Park, as it's going to be Luke Rubinski, Jaden Vasquez, and Jalen Davis due up against Tino Masone. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Dre Guinness. A 1-2-3 is must have in this situation here. There's just no wording around it.
You know, believe it or not, the Skunks have had innings where they've only faced 4 batters, 3 batters once, twice. It was just that first inning that has been the biggest black mark.
Again, it's all about, are you going to let that set in? First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1.
Well, it's time we saw some fight back from the Skunks. I mean, there's just been literally no energy.
It hasn't.
Coming from the home dugout here tonight.
It hasn't. Only 3 hits. No momentum when they're up to bat. 0-1. Missing the zone. 1-1 the count to Rybczynski. You know, again, that first inning. But now we're in the top of the 7th. It's time to wake up and get back at it. As the 1-1 inside just missing. Rybczynski 2-1. And Tino Masone. Rybczynski taking his time getting back into the batter's box. 2-1. In the dirt for a ball, 3-1. Again, Tino Masone. He's going to have to find his way back into that strike zone there. Still leads the league in wins. 3-1. That one in the zone for a strike, and the count is full. Rybczynski standing in. Jaden Vasquez on deck. So the 3-2 in the dirt, and the first batter is aboard via walk. And that's not going to help at all. So this is going to bring in Jaden Vasquez. Jaden Vasquez struck out and singled. First pitch to him inside for a ball. So with Rybczynski at first. Vasquez, what a 1-0 count. In the dirt, throw back to first. And no tag. So Rybczynski is safe. So 2-0 outside for a ball. 3-0. So with 3 pitches, and Tino Masone is in walk zone, and he does. I know that misses the outside, or catches the zone to the outside corner.
That
3-1.
was delayed.
That was delayed. So 3-1. Fouled behind the dish. So second batter, and the count is full again.
That was so delayed, it was almost like, let's see, pick up dry cleaning, check. Get some milk from the store, check. Call strike, check. Okay.
So a full count here. Driven out to left field. Ranging under it is Trommer, and he makes the catch for the out. One gone here in the top of the seventh, and that's going to bring in Jalen David.
Center fielder number 50, Jalen David.
So Jalen David flew out and singled. Snap throw to first, not in time. Tina Masson checking on Rybczynski at first. Batavia 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Tarp Skunks, as he lays down a bunt, fielded by Masson, throws on to first, and they got him at first. So 2 gone here. Rybczynski advanced to second. So that's going to bring in Jackson Inman. Jackson Inman walked and grounded out to first. That was unassisted. So the first pitch to Inman. Just missing for a ball, 1-0. Batavia 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Tarp Skunks, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Rybczynski at second. Covering the bag is Enders. 1-0, swung on and missed. So 1-1 to Inman. So 1-1, swung on and missed by Inman. 1-2 the count. And now the punch out here is definitely needed. Stretching and tossing in Batavia's bullpen. Nothing really going for him. 1-2, swung on and missed. Tino Masson fired up after that. That'll do it. 1 left on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Batavia still up 7-0.
Cattaraugus County Bank, your community, your bank.
7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Top of the order due up for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It'll be Grant Moore, Eric Weeks, and Nolan Smith. And here to tell you all about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Right here, this is the part of the lineup that needs to start getting something going here for the bottom. It's all about the top here. And still needs to find an answer for Eric Woodley.
Winning off the bottom of the 7th for your Jamestown Tarp Skunks, the center fielder, number 2, Grant Moore.
So Grant Moore standing in as we start the 3rd rotation down the Tarp Skunks lineup. First pitch to Moore. That's a line drive into no man's land. That's going to touch down. Grant Moore is aboard with his second single. So Dom Costello will be pinch hitting for Eric Weeks.
That's not a good sign.
No, that's not a good sign after Eric Weeks got hit in the hand. So we're assuming Eric Weeks is done for the day. So Dom Costello standing in. First pitch to him in the zone for a strike.
Hopefully nothing serious.
You don't want to shut down another player, especially going down the stretch, as we are nearing the conclusion of this season. Snap throw to first. Grant Moore back in standing.
Costello, a late arrival, comes in hitting .292.
As the 0-1 fouled behind the dish. So 0-2 to Dom Costello. Eric Woodley is taking his time on the mound, giving Grant Moore some extra looks. And the delivery, fake steal, and fouled behind the dish again.
You jumped.
I did. I'm not even going to take that away. I did. I don't even have an excuse for that one.
Meanwhile, I'm going into my second consecutive game of statuesque non-flinching.
Well, you told everybody that story.
Yeah, and then after I told the story, I stopped flinching.
Yeah. So 0-2 to Dom Costello. That one misses. 1-2 to Dominic Costello. Again, Eric Woodley has been taking his time on the mound. I think Grant Moore at first. I think he knows that Grant Moore can be dangerous on the base path. As the 1-2 in the dirt, Grant Moore advances to second. So Dom Costello now has a runner in scoring position with an even count at 2.
No stolen base for Moore. It's going to be credited as a passed ball to Rubzinski.
I don't think it would be either. It was a fake steal, and then he went after it got passed. So 2-2. Eric Woodley staring at Grant Moore. Fouled at the plate. And Dominic Costello will repeat the 2-2 count.
For the Skunks, this is the first time they've had a runner. Well, second time they've had a runner in scoring position. They haven't had one since Eric Weeks back in the first inning.
Again, you got to pull the trigger. You got to capitalize on runners in scoring position here. Eric Woodley staring at Grant Moore at second. And that's a ground ball to first base. Stepping on the bag is Quintaro. And he gets Dom Costello out, but advances Grant Moore to third.
Yeah, productive out to get the runner 90 feet away.
I was going to bring in Nolan Smith, actually. Nolan Smith got himself a walk. Seeing he knows the strike zone.
Inman playing in at third.
First pitch in the zone for a strike. 0-1.
And I gotta say, I don't know if it's affecting anyone out on the field or not, but just the way that everything looks with the lighting, the smoke in the sky, the haze it feels off.
It feels, I don't even know ominous is the word for it.
No, ominous I think is a good word.
Swung on and missed is Nolan. So now he stands in with an 0-2 count.
I was just thinking, right when you said ominous, it's almost like watching a baseball game in a horror movie.
It reminds me of that Cubs game a couple of days ago when it was completely foggy and you couldn't even see home plate.
Oh, I love those.
There is some fog in the distance. The 0-2 in the dirt for a ball. And, with the smoke in the air, it feels like it's supposed to be raining right now.
You know what? That's exactly it. That it feels like there should be a deluge right now.
Because when you had the special guest in, I thought, was it raining? I took my glasses off. No, it's not raining.
It's just,
I don't know.
ugly.
It's a bad look. 0-2. Ooh, that just missed. That was a stone cold take by Nolan Smith.
Yeah. Smith would know. He's one of the best at drawing walks, best at plate vision, plate discipline I've seen here.
2-2 count. And that one just missing too.
That one a little bit more obvious as Rubzinski had to drop the glove underneath the zone and then pull it back up. What would have helped him is if he had kept the glove on the ground before the pitch and then just scooped it up on the frame job. As soon as the umpire sees the glove going down, they're going to assume the ball in the dirt.
Well, full count now to Nolan Smith. And he draws a walk pretty close, but nothing doing it. Now runners at the corners. That's going to bring in Anthony Trommer. Trommer grounded into a double play and single.
And for Eric Woodley, this is where he gets rattled. When he starts getting missing calls, things he thinks that should be called strikes that aren't, he tends to get a little emotional.
He does. That's a line drive. That's going to touch down. Grant Moore is going to come across. And finally, the Tarp Skunks driving a run. They dwindled down the lead to 6. 7-1 Batavia.
Well, there's a little life here. And with that little spark of life that woke up the crowd, we'll see if waking up the crowd will wake up the bats for the Tarp Skunks. JRC stands in with a couple of Skunks on base and only 1 out.
If there's anybody who I want their bat to wake up, it is JRC. Eric Woodley steps off. And like you said, when he gets rattled, he gets emotional. That's part of the reason why there's action in Batavia's bullpen right now. First pitch to JRC. A little outside for a ball. 1-0. The crowd is definitely livened up. Again.
Doubledays Niagara Ironbacks canceled due to the smoke. Geneva and Newark also canceled.
1-0. That's driven out to center field. But under it is David. Didn't have to move. And Nolan Smith is just going to stay where he is at second.
A wise decision because the throw into third was almost flawless.
Right fielder number 39, C.J. Dugan.
He's going Going to bring in CJ Dugan.
Dugan 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
Eric Woodley steps off the mound, and Rybczynski going up to talk to him. I guess that is probably a talk to get out of this inning. No more action in the bullpen for Batavia, so this most likely is going to be his last inning.
Curious to know what that conversation was.
So CJ Dugan standing in. First pitch to him swung on and missed. So 0-1 the count. CJ Dugan grounded out to short and struck out swinging. So he's working in 0 for 2. So the 0-1 to Eric Woodley, fouled and out of play.
A little bit late on a fastball. And that's good for Dugan. Knows he's going to need to start his swing just even another fraction of a second earlier.
So now Dugan quickly behind 0-2 and a Woodley. Runner at first and second. 0-2 pitch. Up high for a ball. Again, Dugan does not want the inning to end with 2 left on.
So it looks like all the Western games other than us were postponed today. Eastern games still going on.
1-2 to Dugan. Driven out to right center field. But making the catch is Jalen David, and that'll do it for the Tarp Skunks. But on 2 hits, 1 run comes across, 2 left on. We go to the top of the 8th. Batavia now up 7-1.
Seven 1 Muckdogs lead as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Evan Brock, Braden Reyna, and Cooper Russell due up to face Santino Musone in his second inning of work. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. As the Tarp Skunks were able to dwindle the lead down to 6. But 1 run is just ain't going to do it. Tino Masson put up 2 zeros since he's coming out of the bullpen.
Now batting.
But he's going to face Evan Brock.
Number 11, Evan Brock.
We'd like to thank former Jamestown Tarp Skunk Grady Mee for joining us in the 5th inning. Wish him nothing but success in his future. And yeah, Friday, I know we have a game on Friday, but I'm gonna pull up and DVR the VOD of his start.
First pitch is inside for a ball. 1-0. And he said North Dakota, so that might be the Western Division side. And the 1-0 grounded to third, throws on the first, and Brock is sat down. One gone here at the top of the 8th. And that'll bring in Brandon Reyna.
That was probably the easiest defensive play we've seen here tonight on the infield.
Yeah, a lot of the pitches have been very hard. First pitch for Reyna, outside for a ball. Neither team making it easy. 1-0, inside, 2-0. Brendan Reyna got himself a couple of singles here. 2-0 to count. Catches the zone for strike 2-1 for Tino Masson. Two-1 to Reyna. Inside, and now 3-1 the counts. Cooper Russell on deck. And still the 3-1 from Masson, popped up and fouled. So now the count is full, 3-2. Batavia 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Tarp Skunks 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Defensively, it's been clean. 3-2 outside, and Tino Masson draws another walk.
Second baseman number 1, Cooper Russell.
That's going to bring in Cooper Russell. Cooper Russell also has himself a couple of hit by pitches.
Yeah, his first 2 at bats, both hit by pitch.
First pitch to him, narrowly missing the zone inside. 1-0 the count.
He's a little gun shy, backing off a pitch that was just barely inside. But then again, he is crowding the plate.
1-0, runner goes, and another hit by pitch for Cooper Russell.
Designated hitter number 20, Glenn Brooks.
I was going to bring in Glenn Brooks.
Well, Masson trying to pitch him in. Came in a little too far now.
Again, like you said, he was crowded in that zone. It has to be very frustrating getting narrowed up like that. So standing in is Glenn Brooks. First pitch, and that is a chopper fouled down the third base line. 0-1 the count for Russell. Russell got himself a couple of singles and flew out to second, or to center. Tino Masson has really been taking his time. Big lead at second. And that is going to be another hit by pitch from Masson. And no conversation on the mound.
First baseman number 16, James Quintero.
So now the bases are quickly loaded. And that's going to bring in James Quintero.
Now Fetchig's going to go have a conversation about it. And we're going to get a pinch runner.
Pinch runner number 51, Jeremy Ramos.
It'll be Jeremy Ramos for Glenn Brooks.
So both designated hitters on either side having to be replaced after being hit by a pitch.
Eric Weeks getting hit in the hand. And Glenn Brooks getting hit in the elbow. Here is Jose Quintero. First pitch to Quintero, swung on and missed. And Quintero took off the batting gloves for this. So 0-1 the count to Quintero, swung on and missed again. And Quintero quickly behind 0-2.
And Masson, challenge versus challenge. This is not going to be dance around the strike zone, try to find a chase pitch. This is going to be see fastball, try to hit fastball.
Yep. Tino Masson's definitely giving it all he got. Fouled, and that was like 3 feet from your face, and you didn't even bat an eye at it.
Watch that all the way into the wood.
I'm shocked.
So am I, to be honest with you.
So 0-2 again. Outside. 1-2.
Still haven't gotten one in the window.
It was close one time.
Just a few times.
Just below the window. That one you ducked for cover.
That was earlier in the season.
The 1-2 misses, and so now the count is even at 2.
That's like those old, 60s nuclear war commercials, duck and cover. You grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area around earthquakes. You learn duck and cover real quick, too.
2-2. Inside for a ball. And so now Tino Masson has to avoid walking in the 8th runner. Reyna at third, Russell at second, and Ramos at first. Three and 2 to Quintero. And that one just barely missing the zone. Runner scores. Batavia now up 8-1, and the bases will still be loaded. I was going to bring in Miles Monell. He flew out, lined out, and grounded out into a double play. First pitch. Swung on and missed outside. 0-1. Bases loaded here. 0-1 in the dirt for a ball. 1-1. Cooper Russell at third. Ramos at second. And Quintero at first. Count even at 1. Changeup misses in the dirt. 2-1.
No activity in the Skunks bullpen.
Doesn't seem like Joe Riedebach is in a hurry to go to the bullpen.
There is activity in the Muckdogs pen.
As that is a pop-up. Coming in as Dugan makes the catch. And the runner comes in and scores. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Miles.
And on the attempt tag up, they got somebody.
They got Ramos at second. So that'll do it. 1 run comes across, 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-1 here in Russell E Diethrick Park.
Proudly powering the ball from right here, Jamestown, New York. Coming to build that PGCBL.
Eric Woodley's night is done after 7 innings of 5-hit baseball. He gives way to Jake Sliz for the Muckdogs. His 8th appearance. He has started 6 games with a 3.04 ERA, has a 2-0 record in 26 2/3 innings pitched, 19 hits, only 14 runs, 9 of those earned, 18 walks against 40 strikeouts. Hitters only hitting 192 against him. He will face Jordan Fetchick and Enders, and here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, as the Tarp Skunks are down to their final 6 outs here, as we stand in the bottom of the 8th. But to lead it off is Caleb Jordan facing Sliz here.
You'll have to give credit where credit's due. After Woodley, 95 pitches to get through 7 innings, and held the Skunks in check.
First pitch to Caleb Jordan, watched for a strike. 0-1 to count to Caleb Jordan. So 0-1. It's fouled behind the dish. 0-2. That is most likely Beaver in the bullpen for Batavia. You're going to try and shut the door in the 9th.
I mean, if you're Batavia, do you really want to burn your closer? Although, a setup guy, I guess. I mean, they're burning a starting pitcher here in relief of your closer who started the game.
Well, they're only giving this starter a 1 inning, as the 0-2 misses for a ball.
The structure of this ball game, pitching-wise, has confused me more than an MC Escher painting.
Yep. Neither team wanting to burn any of their starters.
And yet Batavia is burning one right here.
Yeah. 1-2 to Caleb Jordan, outside, swung on and missed, drop third strike, throws on the first, and officially going to give Caleb Jordan the strikeout.
Next up, the catcher, number 32, Heath Fetchick.
That's going to bring in Heath Fetchick. Struck out and was hit by the pitch. Good to see that he is still good to go. He was kind of shaken up after getting hit in the elbow.
Good to see that he's still in there.
First pitch to him in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count. In the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count. Heath Fetchick 0 for 1. This is his 3rd at bat, as we're going down the 3rd rotation through the lineup. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. So 1-2 the count. And Sliz taking his time, searching for the punch out. 1-2 outside. The count is even at 2. Yeah, I think that's most likely going to be Beaver, the sidearm out there. I think they're just going to give Sliz 1 inning here. 2-2 to Heath Fetchick. Fouled. And we'll repeat 2-2 again. On deck is Jackson Enders. Here is the 2-2. Outside for a ball. 3-2. Full count now to Heath Fetchick. That's driven out to center field. But Jalen David able to make the catch. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, something that just occurred to me with the other games in the West being canceled today due to the wildfires and the smoke and the air quality, I wonder if we're actually going to get the game in Niagara Falls tomorrow.
I don't think we are, now that you have mentioned it. That's actually a pretty good thought. Are we even going to play that game?
Because now that I'm actually looking out, you can actually see the haze in the air.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now that the lights have really taken over here, you can see the outline of the light beams. That's never a good sign.
First pitch to Jackson Enders outside for a ball. 1-0. And yeah, now that I get it, it's kind of messing with my eyes. The haze out there. Check swing. Home plate umpire says he went around. So 1-1 the count. Heart goes out to anyone affected by the wildfires out in Canada.
That would be wild if they couldn't get them under control and the remaining regular season had to be canceled.
Yeah.
Let's not think about that.
I do remember back in, I want to say 2023, when it was really bad. I was in Indiana, and they canceled a lot of our games. But they had it under control. They didn't cancel the remaining of the season. 1-1. Outside for a ball, 2-1.
So I don't pay attention to the YouTube chat very often, but someone brought up a point saying the Americans are not mathematically eliminated. If you go by traditional baseball math, no. But because the PGCBL ranks it on win percentage and not actual record or number of wins, the Americans are mathematically eliminated.
3-1 the count. I mean, if we're going by record,
Geneva right now has a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs, or 2%. One of those two. I know there's a 2 and a 2 point something.
3-1 chopper foul down the third base side.
But based on PGCBL math and all the scenarios, yes, Newark, Niagara Falls eliminated. Geneva will be the next. And then it looks like it's going to be Olean, Niagara, and Elmira fighting for that 4 spot. Auburn, Jamestown, and Batavia fighting for 1, 2, and 3.
3-2 inside, and Jackson Enders is aboard via walk.
The second baseman, number 1, Tito Kiefer.
That's going to bring in Tito Kiefer. Tito Kiefer, 0 for 2, grounded out into a double play and grounded to shorts.
You know what's weird? I haven't been in an area where you could actually see smoke from a wildfire far away in the air like this since Idaho.
First pitch to Tito Kiefer. That one in the dirt for a ball. I remember back in 2016, those wildfires in Georgia, you could smell them.
Oh, those were bad. Yeah, with 2016, they also had the wildfires in Oregon.
Oh, yeah, those? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that just blew right in. And where Boise is, it's kind of a bowl valley coming out of the hills, so Highway 84 coming out of Oregon, it kind of goes downhill, and all that smoke collects down there. But because you're surrounded by mountains in there, everything just stays, and it gets stagnant out there.
2-0 to Kiefer. Fouled on the right side.
And you could actually see like wisps of the actual smoke being blown through the air.
Yes.
It was bad.
Yeah. I just remember that one time back in 2016. I feel like that lasted a long time, like 3 weeks. because I was like, who's barbecuing? And it had that smell in the air for like a good 14 days. As the 2-1 fouled, so now Tito Kiefer evens up the count 2-2.
I want to say that also happened. So I want to say either 2008 or 2009. It got to the point where you couldn't even open your front door without being choked by smoke.
Yeah. I remember also the wildfires back in 2024 as 2-2 misses. Now the count is full for Tito Kiefer. 2024 wildfires in LA.
And now you can start to smell it. I hadn't smelled it all day before, but now I can kind of smell it a little bit.
Yeah. It does make the air humid.
I'm going to give tomorrow's game being played about 40% chance now.
As 3-2 fouled.
Keep your eyes on the Skunk social media. They'll tell you.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because Niagara Falls is quite literally on the border of pretty much the United States and Canada.
Yeah, it's probably where it's gonna get a majority of the smoke coming across the border.
3-2 in the dirt, and Tito Kiefer draws a walk. And that one gets passed to the backstop. Enders thought about advancing to third, but runners at first and second. As we roll it back up to the top of the lineup, it is Grant Moore.
What's in field number 2, Grant Moore?
Moore 2 for 3 on the day. He scored the Skunks' only run, and now we're going to get a conversation at the mound.
I mean, if it's going to be Beaver to come in. He hasn't motioned to the bullpen just yet.
No, I think this is going to be more of a settle down talk. 2 outs, just get out of the inning. Tarp Skunks will be back here on Friday night as the Newark Pilots coming to town. Don't forget, you can go to JamestownTarpSkunks.com and find the link to bid on the pink jerseys that will be worn during the game. $25 minimum bid, and if you see one that you absolutely want and it's still available, click on the Buy It Now link for $100 and lock it in. You don't want to get swooped like I did last year on a jersey that you absolutely want. JamestownTarpSkunks.com.
It's almost like they hit a Kawhi Leonard shot on you. They swooped in at the very last minute.
I'm okay with it. I'm absolutely okay with it. Someone wanted it more than I did, and they got it. I think it was his parents, too. But
first pitch to Grant Moore outside for a ball, 1-0.
Which I think eases some of the sting. If it was just if it was a rando fan, I probably would have been a little bit more upset. But
I mean, if it's bought by the players' parents, then that you can understand.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the more important thing is the money goes to charity.
And the 1-0 in there for a strike to Grant Moore.
Help cure cancer in Chautauqua County and surrounding areas.
So Grant Moore, count is even. Enders at second, and Kiefer at first. Sliz looking at Enders at second. The delivery swung on and missed. 1-2, the count to Grant Moore. Batavia, 9 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Tarp Skunks, 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. And Grant Moore behind on the count 1-2. Ooh, that was a really close one.
Just up a little bit.
2-2, the count to Grant Moore.
Oh, yeah, now you can definitely smell that smoke.
Oh, yep, I'm smelling it now.
This is probably a good thing that I just started using a CPAP machine. Now I won't have to smell it while I'm sleeping tonight.
Oh, yeah. 2-2, driven. And Out of play is the 2-2.
You know, I've been through a number of natural disasters, wildfires, flood, earthquakes. I'll take an earthquake any day.
I mean, you did live in.
I hate
California.
earthquakes. I hate them with a passion. They scare me. But I'll take them over anything else.
So 2-2 to Grant Moore. That one just missing as well. Just a little up high, 3-2.
Grant Moore working himself into a situation. Runners are going to be going now, so an opportunity to drive in some runs.
Oh yeah, now I smell that smoke, and you can barely even see the mountains out there.
Oh, yeah.
3-2, runners going, swung on and missed is Grant Moore, and that'll do it for the Tarp Skunks. 2 left on, we go to the top of the 9th. Batavia up 9-1.
Muckdogs 9 and the Tarp Skunks 1.
Welcome back here to Russell E Diethrick Park. New pitcher for the Tarp Skunks. It is Colt McCall. He will face Rybczynski, Vasquez, and then back to the top of the lineup. Here to give the splits on McCall, it is Dre Guinness.
All right, Jalen, thank you very much. For McCall, not a huge sample size to work from. It's only his 4th appearance. He's thrown 2 2/3 innings, giving up 5 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned, 7 walks against 1 strikeout. No record on the season and a 27 ERA. We'll see if he can get out of this inning rather quickly, as it'll be the bottom of the order. Rybczynski, Vasquez, and back to the top for Jalen David. Keep your eye on the Tarp Skunks social media account, just because with the fire and the air quality index, the fact that a game, I believe it was in Niagara Falls today, was canceled. Let me double check.
Or was it Niagara?
Well, the Niagara Ironbacks were canceled. Niagara Falls did not have a game scheduled today, but it being right there across the border, it's going to be 50-50 as to whether that game actually goes on.
Our heart goes out to anyone affected by the wildfires in Canada.
First pitch for McCall is outside for a ball, 1-0. Okay, so it's not just in our heads, Jalen. It has been confirmed by someone watching the stream that we sound alike.
I would like to ask who.
No, you can go back and watch. 2-0 the count.
It's funny because a lot of people say that, though.
I mean,
Grant Moore also, he told me that, too.
yeah, we have very similar cadences. Is that one taken for a strike? 0-1 or 2-1. And here's the thing, too. You had the cadence before we even met, so it's not a matter of either of us copying each other.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's that Midwest thing because I've got the Midwest blood going.
Well, because when people tell me just sound like myself.
That one on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-2.
When they tell me to talk like myself, I'm like, have I not been talking like myself the whole time?
I believe you have. Well, there's also too the fact that you and your cousin sound very similar too. There have been times where I've thought actually been your cousin sitting next to me a couple of times. That one just misses off the plate 3-2.
I don't know. That I cannot confirm myself. I'm going to have to see him next Christmas in order to get a good reading.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that one. Payoff pitch misses on the inside corner. And the crowd here thought that was a strike. But a base or a full count walk to lead off the top of the 9th inning.
I do got to say, though, normally the umpire would narrow their zone as the game progresses. It hasn't really been that inconsistent today.
No, it's been pretty consistent. That's the one thing, other than the one fielder's interference call earlier, they've been pretty unnoticeable, which is what you want in your umpires. It's the first pitch fouled back. This would be funny. So you're going to do the game by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but you're doing the whole play-by-play for Geneva. Well, tomorrow too, if we actually make it out there. One of these games, I might just see. No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say we should just. One person should call it, but go back and forth and pretend to be the other person the whole game and see if anyone catches on. That one fouled back 1-2.
That would be a good gag at the end of the season.
That would be something that I would do if we were if we had Newark's record. Where the game really didn't matter. There wasn't anything on the line or anything. These games, though, they're too important to mess around like that.
Well, we clinched a playoff spot, but now we're trying to clinch that home field advantage spot.
As that one is a breaking ball called strike 3. Ball gets behind Fetchick, and everybody will be safe. Well, wait a minute.
No, because
the guy who struck out, Vasquez, he's out because first base was occupied at the time. So the strikeout counts. But good. We'll give him an A for effort to try to sell that, see if he can get himself on base. There was one time when I was coaching Little League in Georgia, I got the opposing manager ejected from a game on a play like that. First pitch misses up and away to Jalen David. 1-0.
I haven't really witnessed as many ejections. The only one I did witness was my summer league coach getting ejected.
That one's fouled off. Thought about giving chase, but way out of play. And the count is 1-1. Now, there was a situation the team I was coaching, we had the bases loaded, and on a strike 3, everybody advanced, and that one's fouled back. And the umpires originally were going to say, no, everyone had to go back, the run didn't count and everything. I convinced them that they had the rule wrong, even though I was completely, I was fighting for my team. Let's just say that.
The power of manipulation.
Yes, they overruled their original call, let the runner score. There's a line drive into left field. That is a base hit. Rounding third and coming in to score is Rubinski, and it's now 10-1.
I mean, Colton McCall does not have as much velocity on his pitches as you would see like a Joe Man Santos or Chase Barron. That one was launched. That was without a doubt a single.
It wasn't hit overly hard, though. It just kind of lazed its way out to left field. So now 1 on, 1 out, 1 run in, 10-1. Batavia with the lead. There's a line drive down the left field line, hooking foul into the Tarp Skunks bullpen.
No wind whatsoever. Those flags out there hasn't even moved.
Yeah, I'm almost to the point where I'm about to say, you know what, wind noise be damned, bring the fan up on the desk just because it's starting to irritate my throat a little bit.
The smoke out there.
101. We're talking about natural disasters, earthquakes. Yeah, I was in San Francisco in '89. The earthquake that interrupted the World Series between the Giants and the A's, and what sticks with me is a throw over to first almost gets away from Smith. What sticks with me so much about that is, the utter feeling of helplessness. And watching all the news feeds on the TV and the bridges collapsing and everything as that one misses outside. But the sense of community and everybody coming together to help everybody out was above and beyond. It was a great example of the best of humanity in a situation like that.
Yeah.
And realistically, as there's a foul back out of play, it could have been a lot worse as far as casualty wise. Let's, not to, disregard the casualties and the deaths, and especially the Nimitz Freeway, which was 880 back then. It was a double-decker freeway, so one direction was on top, one direction was on bottom, and it collapsed. There's a line drive into center field right toward Moore. He makes the catch for out number 2.
And stuff like that is scary. But in the Midwest, though, it's the thing in the Midwest we have to worry about is tornadoes.
Yeah. We had to worry about those in Georgia too. There was a storm back in 2010, where a tornado ended up 3 miles from my house. But see, even with those, is the first pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Evan Brock, who has been hit by a pitch, has flown out, doubled, and grounded out. So 1 for 4 on the day, stands in, takes the next pitch for a ball, 2-0. With tornadoes, hurricanes, all that, I mean, you can kind of see them coming.
Yeah, the earthquake you can't really. It just happens.
No. And I mean, even to this day, if like the dog bumps the bed at night or something, and I feel things move that shouldn't, freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
3-0 the count to Brock. But nowadays it's almost like, I could ride through a 5.0 earthquake, and it's like, all right, wake me up when it's a 6. 3-0 pitch. Delayed called on the strike, 3-1.
Yeah, I had to turn the fan, or I had to bring the fan up on the desk. I can now. It's starting to mess with me.
Yeah. I'm almost, I mean, I hate to just say, look, I'm going to cancel it, but I mean, runner goes, pitch swung on, fouled back, 3-2.
Well, I'll say this: if the sky is yellow like it was today, whether the game is or isn't canceled, I think we should just chalk that.
I'm tempted. I'm really tempted, just because I don't know. I've got a half an inning to make a decision, I guess. Runner goes again. Ball grounded to short. Going the short way, does not get it, and tries to throw it to first. Is Jackson Enders, after being clipped at second, tried to take it the short way himself, but with the runner going, runner beat him to the bag, and then the ill-advised throw to first. So first and second with with 2 outs.
I think Enders didn't realize how close of a play that would be at second. He just threw it to first, it would have been over.
First pitch to Reyna, taking on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count.
I do remember back in 2013, or was it 2012, Georgia had that bad snowstorm.
Bad snowstorm.
I mean, like you said,
It gets a
Big-
quarter of an inch of snow and everyone freaks out in the South.
well,
Come on now.
The problem is they don't prepare for snow. That's the problem with that.
I mean, that's true. But bad snowstorm comparatively is that one's sticking for a strike.
I mean, I agree with you because living up in Indiana, like a bad snowstorm is 3 feet of snow, and even barely we get classes called.
Yeah, I mean, here in Jamestown, under 6 inches is like a light dusting.
But in the South, they don't prepare for any. And like you said before the game, their summers last from February to November.
Yeah, you know someone's from Atlanta when you ask them what the 4 seasons are, and they say November, December, January, and summer.
I remember that.
2-2. Just off the plate, 3-2.
Growing up over there, it was February. And, when we go out for recess, I was like, man, it's hot outside for February.
Yeah, it goes from like 38 degrees in January 31st and February 1st, it's 104. So that one misses up, and the bases are loaded.
And, at this point, it's just all about getting out of this inning. That's pretty much what it is. Just really just throw strikes. There really isn't much I can say about it.
No.
There really isn't much of a strategy here. It's just
Batavia came in. They knew what they needed to do. Last night, I felt it was a bit like a trap game. They might have overlooked Niagara Falls, and Niagara Falls smacked them around a little bit. They turned it around tonight, came in, realized what they needed to do, and they did it.
they did.
And the Tarp Skunks haven't had an answer to them. I mean, I don't like the result of this game, but I will not take any credit away from Batavia. There's that one on the outside corner, 1-1.
It was just all about which team strategized better, and Batavia strategized better. Simply put.
The 1-1 pitch fouled back, and it's 1-2.
And it almost smells like a burnt cigarette out there.
No, it definitely doesn't smell like a burnt cigarette. Smells like
Firewood? Probably not.
yeah. It smells like a really intense bonfire at a Boy Scout camp. Swing and a miss. And McCall gets out of the inning, gives up a run on a couple of hits. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 10-1 Batavia.
And welcome back here to Russell E Diethrick Park. Beaver is here to slam the door here in the bottom of the 9th. He will face Dom Costello, Nolan Smith, and Anthony Trommer. And here the call the rest of the way is Dre Guinness.
All right, the Muckdogs are going to leave it to Beaver. Garrett Beaver making his 16th appearance, 1.19 ERA, 2-0 record with 2 saves, 22 and 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 5 walks against 27 strikeouts. He will not be facing Ward Wally and Miss Cleaver. He will be facing Costello, Smith, and Trommer. Now, this is the part of the game where I've officially checked out.
I think we all have. I was just in tune with that conversation.
Jamestown Tarp Skunks, the extra hitter, number 30, Dom Costello.
As Dom Costello stands in, he grounded out to... No, he didn't ground out. He did ground out to first his first time up. He was a replacement for Eric Weeks after he got hit in the hand, and there's a chopper toward short. Now the short hop, Vasquez has it bounce off his glove. And Costello's aboard. We'll see if that's going to be an error or not. That was a tough play on a tough hop.
Yeah, I don't think that should be scored an error. Like I said, it was just a slow roller. Not an easy play at all.
So we'll see what they score it, but that's going to bring up Nolan Smith. First pitch to Smith is taken for a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count.
Thinking about Niagara Falls. Are you going to break down this stuff just in case?
Yeah, because there's no way, if the game does go on tomorrow, there's no way I want to come to the ballpark and break everything down to load it up and then drive out there. I might as well just have everything broken down, ready to go. Only have to do that one more time, though, after tomorrow.
One more time.
One more time.
It's probably, Olean.
Yep. As that one comes in low in the zone, 1-1 the count.
I had to think of the
2-1.
I had to think of the 3 teams that we do it with. If it's not Batavia, because this is the last game we play each other this regular season.
Yeah.
Olean. But we see quite a number of times.
Yeah, back to back. Friday, Saturday before the season ends. There's a high drive down the right field line. That one is off the Lafayette corners. Rounding second and pulling into third, being held there is Costello. Nolan Smith just missed a 2-run jack by about 10 feet as that one bouncing off the Lafayette corner sign in right field. And 2 on with nobody out for Anthony Trommer.
And that's the thing with no wind. There was no wind to carry it over the fence. But even despite no wind, Nolan Smith carried that one just off the blue meanie in right field.
That one had the same look as the home run JRC hit the other night. Just died out there a little bit again. There's a high fly ball into left field. Brock on the warning track makes the catch. Make that David on the warning track makes the catch. Tagging and coming in to score on the sacrifice fly is Costello, and it's 10-2.
Again, these runs are kind of for pride here. It's driving in another run.
That was the biggest show of power we've seen out of Trommer this year, and that was pretty close to going out almost, as the first pitch is a line drive up the middle. That is a base hit. Coming around third and coming in to score is Nolan Smith as JRC with an RBI single, and it's 10-3.
We had to wait up until the 9th inning to see more than 1 run scoring. They're just all over Beaver right now.
Don't get me wrong. I would love this. I would love a 9th inning comeback, but I don't know how much more of this my heart can take. As the first pitch to Dugan taken for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something, though, to give up 9 runs. That would be something.
That one drops in low, 1-1. I mean, it's happened before. I'm not going to say it's going to happen now. And, you know, there's going to be the people that are watching and saying, oh, he's a homer. He's going to say it's going to happen. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
But like I say, not every lead is safe in the PGCBL.
No.
No matter what inning.
There's a little flare out behind first base, going out and making the catch is Russell. And there are 2 down.
That was a tough fly ball. I thought that one was going to touch down. Just hung up there too long. That almost could have been Quintaro's, but he was called off by Russell.
Yeah. I mean, right off the get-go, usually you'll see the triangle convergence of right field, first base, and second base trying to go after that. But it looked like Russell called them off, both Quintero and Reyna going out for that one. And now with 2 down, that's going to bring up Caleb Jordan. First pitch to the Tarp Skunks third baseman, taken for a ball, 1-0. Jordan waits. The pitch. Pulled back over the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Not sure if that was a gift or not. Was close. But good frame job by Rubinski to pull it back over the plate. 1-1. That one in the dirt. The count goes 2-1. Two and 1 the count. 2 down here. Bottom of the 9th inning. Tarp Skunks with 2 across. The pitch comes in low. 3-1. It's Heath Fetchick on deck. No action in the Batavia bullpen, and there shouldn't be any.
Not really.
No reason for it. 3-1. Just misses off the outside corner. And the ball game continues as Caleb Jordan walks.
Number 32, Heath Fetchick.
2 on, 2 out. Heath Fetchick stands in. Struck out, hit by a pitch, flew out his last time up. And the first pitch taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count.
I mean, anything past those trees, I cannot see at all.
Yeah, it's gotten bad. That one missing outside for a ball, 1-1.
So, I don't know. Based on how it looks, you said 40%. I'm going to say 30%.
Yeah, that percentage is dropping with every passing minute. 1-1 the count. In the dirt, 2-1.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though. Well, safety of the players. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Safety of the fans.
That is also true. But if they don't call it, I was going to say we do have our own spot out in left field. But I don't know if that would change anything.
There's a ground ball to third, fielded in foul territory, and it'll go 2-2. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know either. The problem is that booth up in Niagara Falls, the visitor booth, is so hot.
It is.
You have to have the windows open. So it's either, do you want to sit in a sauna for 3 hours, or do you want to choke on wood smoke for 3 hours? Take your pick.
I don't know. But if you go there, you'd probably be doing both, though.
Oh, jeez. 2-2 pitch fouled back. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want to volunteer to be slow cooked. You know? When they do the autopsy on me, they'll see the smoke rings. I mean, it's just not good.
No, it's definitely not.
You know, you have to, instead of putting deodorant on, you just smear yourself in barbecue sauce. I mean, by the end of the game, you're ready to go. 2-2.
I just cover myself in flour and then stand in the sun.
Scream at me, you did this to me! 2-2 pitch in the dirt, 3-2. So Fetchick works the count full. So 3-2, 2 outs. And the pitch. Inside. And the bases are now loaded with 2 down.
They really got something going here.
Jackson Enders stepping up. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. He also walked his last time out. Well, it's good to see that Niagara Falls fans are game for tomorrow. I'm game. I just don't want to drive 2 hours each way for no reason.
Yeah, we get there thinking that the game is on, and then as the game progresses, they cancel it.
You know, I did that in Elmira last year. You know, drove out for a doubleheader game, and the field was a wreck after a rainstorm. They weren't going to get it in. Drove 6 hours round trip, and all I got was a 32-ounce Miller Lite.
And that's why you haven't gone back since.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Oh, yeah.
The other reason is that it's 3 hours away.
True, yeah. I could really go for a Slim Jim.
That was random.
I don't know, because every time they go to Niagara Falls, they go to the gas station after the game.
1-0 pitch taken for a strike, 1-1. I mean, all right. That's, again, very random, but we'll take it. 1-1 the count. And the pitch. Inside for a ball, 2-1. I thought that the umpire was going to call that a strike on one of his little delayed calls there, but arm never extended. 2-1.
It's nice to see that the Tarp Skunks are still trying to battle back, even with 2 outs.
There's a ground ball to short. That should do it. The short way to second in time. And the ball game is over. Tarp Skunks able to put a couple across, but too little too late. As the Batavia Muckdogs win this game, they increase their record to 25-7-1. Tarp Skunks fall to 24-8-2. Next game scheduled tomorrow in Niagara Falls as the Tarp Skunks scheduled to take on the Niagara Falls Americans. Due to the smoke in the air, we suggest highly that you pay attention to the Tarp Skunks social media to see if that game will proceed or if it will be canceled. Final score, 10-3 Batavia with the win. And that is going to do it for us here tonight. For Jalen Ferguson, I'm Drake Innes. Thanking everybody for joining us here tonight. And until next time, good night, everybody.